So today is the final episode of the five-part webinar series that we've been doing about investing in real estate, the ins and outs of investing in real estate. And today we're kind of going to have a free flow, open platform discussion for basically all of us to just mastermind together. There's a principle in the book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill that I love. It's called the mastermind principle. Whenever you get a group of 2, 3, 4, or any more people together and you put your heads together, you always have an opportunity to come up with something even better than when it's just yourself. So I want to open the floor today to kind of close out our series together and our discussion together, asking all of you who wish to share what your goals in real estate right now kind of are. And do you have any investing goals? Are you here just to learn? Are you here to invest yourself? And I will start by sharing a little bit about my goals right now. So in real estate, I love being able to just talk about real estate investing because I do believe that in what we've seen, what we've analyzed together, it does provide a great return on your investment compared to other investments that you can make. It also has the highest returns, the least risk, in my opinion, from what I've seen in the market, as long as you buy right. So my goal is to educate people about that. I love doing that. Also, just to really be more aligned and centered in the way that I do my business and the way that I invest, the way that I consult with people. So that's a constant, never-ending cycle of just becoming more aligned with what we're doing and who we are. So I'm working a lot on that right now, building the consulting side, getting my license in New Jersey. But by the end of the year, I'd like to add 40 more units to my rental portfolio with a group of other investors. I have a couple of buddies that all want to throw in some money, who all have real estate experience. So there'll be like 4 or 5 of us looking to do a deal in Baltimore, Maryland, or some other, mini size, kind of like small size city across the United States that's on the up and coming. One of the things that we're looking for in properties are properties 5 to 80 units that are close to educational, medical, and government facilities. And we're looking for properties that have between a 7 to 10% cap rate and a return of 12 to 20% cash on cash return. So the 10%. The 10% cap rates are few and far between. Most of them are between 7 and 9% in Baltimore. And the cash on cash, usually we're seeing like 10 to 15% around there. But really looking to nail down like a couple of prospects right now. So I have some calls with some friends this week to discuss that. And that's really the niche that I'm focused in right now. Is I want to build a long-term buy and hold multifamily portfolio because I don't do it a whole lot of work associated with it, but it does bring a high return. And I also think that it's pretty great work to be able to do to provide a home for somebody. So just got back from Maryland on Friday. I leased up the apartment that I was turning over after having a tenant move out. And it just felt really good to leave that property and know that next month I'm going to make $900 from it. Hopefully everything goes well and that happens. And this month, I made over, I had a security deposit come back, which was basically like rent coming back to me from a tenant that wasn't paying. So the property cash flowed about $2,500. And, it feels good to get that back kind of squared away and online. So what I'd like to do is open the floor for anybody that would like to share some of their real estate investing goals and what that might be. So anybody can feel free to share what is maybe 1 or 2 of your goals associated with real estate investing.
Okay, I'll start. My name's Jackie. I work at the KW office in Summit. And although I do not have my license yet, I'm hoping to get that in the future. We are currently looking at condos and townhouses and trying to see our starter home. And then once we've outgrown that, we're going to put that up so that we can invest and have that as a property of our own to share and then grow from there.
Nice. That's awesome. So when do you think you're going to have your license?
I don't know. I think I have to technically not be at the desk. So if all goes well, I'll have a different role in the next few years and I'll be able to have that as an option.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
cool. When it comes to the house that you want to buy and you say that you kind of want to like turn it into an investment property, do you mean like a single family house that down the line you want to rent out or you want to use as Airbnb?
I haven't considered Airbnb, but I would like to use it for something to get our money back. Whether it's short-term or long-term rentals, I think it would be a single family home.
Yeah, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. The reason I ask is because the house hacking strategy that I talked about that I did with my 2 and 3 unit doesn't always have to be with a multifamily. It can always be with a single family as well. Just having some extra bedrooms or having an extra maybe building on the lot, being able to do Airbnb, short-term rentals, something like that. There's definitely that option. And if you're not opposed to looking at small multifamily, it can be a great way to also, do that same strategy, build up some equity quicker, some cash flow to get the next one or anything like that. So good for you though, for having your head kind of in a place that you want to invest and get that first property, Jackie. That's great.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, who would like to share next? What are your goals in real estate investing? What's something that you're working towards right now within real estate, and how can other people help you to achieve that goal? Anybody can share. Don't be shy.
Don't all talk at once, right? All right, I'll jump in. So I'm in a situation where my kids are pretty much going to be out of the house soon. I've got a 20 and a 24-year-old. So the nest is empty, basically. If it wasn't for COVID, it would definitely be empty. Right now, we have our daughter home. But I was thinking that, a logical step would be, doing maybe like a 2-family and living in one side and renting out the other side. I'm not sure if my wife would be on board with that, but but that seemed to be like a nice, easy first step where it's manageable. It's right there. It's like it's something I can kind of keep track of and start from there, and then basically look for the next thing and then move out of that other half and just snowball it from there.
Sounds like that's awesome. It sounds like it could be a little bit difficult with, if that's like something that your wife wants to do or not. So,
Right.
Right. And do you like the house that you live in currently?
We love it. It's way bigger than we need.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So downsizing could be an option. All right. Because I was going to say, if you love the one you're in, would you be opposed to just like buying a 2-family and renting out both sides, or a 3 or 4-family?
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be bad. It's just, like I said, I don't think we just don't need this much house. I mean, it's bigger, like bigger than we need. We text each other within the house because we can't
No way. That's hilarious.
Well, because the real issue is if you yell from upstairs to downstairs or vice versa, the dog just starts barking like crazy. It's like if he can't hear you speaking, like he just starts barking.
If he can't see you when you're talking,
right? Exactly.
That's funny. The house hack strategy is a great idea, and you save some money on the down payment. You can get a primary residence mortgage, as you know. Like, I think it's a great thing to do, and then you can leverage the equity and go do the next one. Maybe do like a cash out refinance. Are you handy at all? Do you know how to do any construction work?
Oh, totally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Something that might need a little bit of love, could build some equity quicker, cash out refinance, stuff like that.
Yep.
Cool. Do you currently have a goal set for when you want to find that property? And what would be some of the criteria that you'd need to find, or you need to have in order to like really make that a reality? Like, what would you want the property to look like? Where would you want it to be? How much would you want it to make? How much would you want it to cost? Stuff like that.
I'm thinking that whole scenario is probably a good year off. So I haven't thought that deeply on it yet. Focused on, the actual real estate agent portion of it right now. So yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
That's awesome. Are you open to a quick thing of coaching?
Sure.
Piece of wisdom. So somebody told me one time that like before you invest in real estate, the most important thing you can do is just learn about it and like analyze as many properties as you can, but don't get stuck in that phase of analysis paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really like in a year, if you had a thing like, all right, by, next year, this is what I want to have, this is the criteria, or maybe you don't even have the criteria yet, but like educating yourself, coming to something like this, doing this, you've been showing up, Ron, I appreciate it. Doing something like that, going on Bigger Pockets, reading the right books now could get you in a headspace where you're ready to go in a year when property values have dropped a little bit, investment wise. We're losing jobs a lot. So people are going to need to rent. They're going to need to be in housing that, they need to rent in. There might be a time where payments kind of like, rental payments fall off or whatnot. It's going to be hard for investors, but I do believe that there will be like some people that really need to get out of the situation they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And you could be one of those people that helps them out in that scenario.
Yeah, I can almost see like, because I'm handy and stuff, and I don't want to really take away from the current career too much, but you could do like do the improvements, rent it out, and then when a year or two is done with the rental, then sell it for the profit, because you got the the improvements in there, and then take it. So part house hack, part rental property.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
There's a great term you might have remember when I mentioned this called BRRRR, the BRRR strategy.
Yeah.
So buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat.
Right.
So that is a Bigger Pockets thing. If you're handy and you think that you could add some value to a property and bring it up to like current standards, if it's not there, the other person doesn't want to do it, could be a great way to really build some awesome equity.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. That was really cool. And I think that's kind of based on my abilities and background. I think that's probably where I should probably keep my head going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. All right. Who's next?
What'd you say?
I said, who's next?
Yeah, hey, let's connect and talk more about that if you'd like. Who would like to share next? Like, what are some of your goals in real estate, things that you want to do or achieve in the space of investing or helping investors? Who would like to go?
I'll go if no one else wants to. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. So I am in the, I don't know, I guess some folks with partners and kids will say I'm in a fortunate position where it's just me, and I can take advantage of that by, my goal for this year is to actually buy an investment property that I live in, so I can use the primary residential loans, and the really, really low rates with that right now, low down payments, basically buy for nothing, take at least 6 months, at a slightly slower pace, but renovate it as I go, and then decide if I want to rent it or sell it at that point. Ideally, it would be a 2-family so that I'm also earning at the same time, and still be able to use that primary mortgage products doing so. So that is my goal in the next 6 months, and I'll probably do it in either North Jersey or maybe in the Oranges. Still figuring that part out, but that's my investment goal this year, and then I may do a spiral of that depending on how my life circumstances keep changing.
Nice. That's awesome. So you want to do a house hack, and you kind of have like the areas identified of where you want to go. That's great. What is your strategy right now for finding properties? Have you started to look for any properties in those areas?
I mean, I work with a lot of investors, so I do kind of scavenge a lot of these areas pretty regularly, and I'll see some good deals, really shitty houses, even outside of Newark and stuff like that, or in Newark, $250 and lower even. And, it'll take a lot of work for those properties. So I'm just very mindful of figuring out what I want my ideal budget to be at the moment. But again, because I would be occupying these residences and it's just me, it's a lot easier for me to be flexible. Worst comes to worst, I have 10 houses I can go and crash, on a couch for a little while if I need to. But yeah, I think because it's an area that I would ideally live in for at least 6 months, you know, to make this possible, it still needs to be, there's still certain things that I will have to, you know, like it needs to be commute friendly. Like there's a few things that needs to work so that I can still do what I need to do. So if that means sacrificing a little bit of a cap rate, you know, that's fine, right? I think it's always like you just need to kind of start somewhere. So some of these areas you can still get a really decent cap rate. But yeah, you know, I'm interested to find out what the buying market for these investment properties 6 months down the road is going to be, because I think a lot of investors have also gotten a little bit shy of doing rental investment properties. So maybe that'll work in my favor. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I think a lot of people have kind of backed off and just they're looking at their portfolio and systematizing things and running stuff, running numbers and just managing what they have rather than going out and looking for new opportunities. You know, everybody's
Right.
fearful right now, and it's in those times where the largest transfer of wealth happens in recessions and great depressions. More billionaires and millionaires were created in the Great Depression than any other time in history because of the drastic financial changes that occur during those times.
Right. Absolutely.
That's great. Well,
yeah, I'm excited
let
for
me know
it.
how I can help you to find that property or just, you know, run numbers on some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely connect more.
Mm-hmm. Who else would like to share? Anybody else have any real estate investment goals that they have going on right now and would like to kind of share, get some feedback on? Maybe is there anybody who would just like to talk about investing on a whole, kind of what you've learned throughout this time as well? The last couple of some seminars, we could do that if nobody else would like to share their goals. Michael Snyder. Oh, okay, cool. So Michael says that he doesn't have outbound audio. He's professional real estate investors. They purchase single and multifamily and obtain below market value in distressed properties in New Jersey, which may be difficult to sell due to various circumstances. We enhance the home's overall value by repairs, updates, renovations, and resell the properties. I have sold fully renovated multifamily, full rented to investors. If anybody wants to have a conversation, he can be reached at, and his phone number is there. That's really cool. Sounds like they kind of do turnkey rentals. So they rent it out, they do the renovations, get it packaged up for people, and then sell those investments. If that is your strategy and you don't want to do the work like maybe Ron might, that'd be a great outlet to take a look at and talk to Michael. I'm sure he would be great to talk to anyways. I'll definitely be reaching out to him. So some things that I'd like to remind people of: when you're going out and you're looking at properties, make sure to pick a criteria and stick to that criteria. Look at the things that you want in a property and don't deviate from those things. Stay true to the criteria that you set, similar to how you stay true to yourself in life. You know, don't waver from your beliefs, just like don't waver from your criteria. Like if your minimum return is X% on your money, don't take below it, because that would just be acting out of emotion rather than knowing that you can find any property you want. You can always find the property that you're looking for. You just have to look hard enough sometimes. So in terms of action plans and other things that people might want to do, I'm always available for conversation, just to talk about real estate investing. It's one of my passions to talk about finance and just in this way, and how real estate investing can help you in your future. So I do really appreciate everybody who's shown up on these calls week after week and's gone through some of this stuff with us, and just message me in private if there's anything else that I can help you with.
Thank you, Ryan. It's been really, really helpful.
For sure. I'm glad, Mom. I'm glad that you got some knowledge out of it.
Yeah, Ryan, you've done an amazing job. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it's been really cool.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thank you, Ryan. It was really
Great.
helpful
Yeah.
and insightful.
Very good.
Oh, thank you. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Take care now.
Thanks,
Right.
Ryan. Have a great
Bye,
one.
Ryan.
Thanks,
Talk to you
Ryan.
soon.
Thank you.